Hello, this is Meghna Bokil. I am into travel agency and I have two verticals. One is heritage tourism and another is medical tourism. So I would like to know what are the opportunities for me, and are there any licenses I need to apply if I need to start my business over there?
Last question, sorry, what kind of
Are there any licenses, legal requirements?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Heritage, thank you for your question. Let me start heritage tourism and medical tourism. In order to, some years ago, the government removed registration or license requirements for certain activities. And I think tourism was one of them. There are areas of strategic areas or areas of strategic importance or areas close to related to national security where you definitely need license. That's obvious. But for certain areas, entrepreneurial areas like tourism, you don't need license. That's, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, government removed that requirement. Even if you do need license, let's say it's not about tourism but other construction. Again, it's through one-stop shop. In Asan Service Center, let's say you go into that Asan Service Center, you say that, look, I have this charter capital, I want to invest in Azerbaijan economy, open up a company here and get my license in order to operate in this area. They tell you immediately on the spot what kind of documents you need. You prepare them and submit it there and wait for response. Every license procedure, they have a reglement, I would say, the timeline. Government should strictly observe that timeline. If it is 10 days to respond to your request, it is 10 days. And these Asan service centers, they will not accept your documents if they are not in order. So once they accept it, it means that your license application has been admitted and it will go into processing. It will not, let's say, get refusal. That's it. So it's very easy. It's very easy. For tourism, medical tourism, it may require licensing because there should be a feedback from the Ministry of Healthcare. So tourism, if you do ordinary tourism, that's fine. If you do medical tourism, we want to open up a sort of facility in Azerbaijan. So government may seek the feedback of the Ministry of Healthcare. And usually they don't oppose. If everything is fine, I just want to give you one example. Recently, when I came here 5 months ago, and after a couple of weeks of my presence here, I learned that there are 3 spinal cord, the 3 patients that are going treatment here from Azerbaijan. These guys, the young people who had spinal cord problem, they couldn't walk. So my government paid for their operation. They got operated by an Indian surgeon, very good one, and then this Indian surgeon brought them here for 2 months long rehabilitation and therapy. It's in Gurgaon. And later, I personally visited that clinic and I saw a lot of people from African countries, from Arab countries, Middle Eastern countries, from Turkey, etc. So, but people, because of language barriers, maybe cultural differences, people were not so keen to stay here for 2 months. It was very difficult for them. We can't stay away from our families, etc. Because these people with spinal cord problems, they don't travel alone. They have chaperones, and they have to stay here for 2 months, etc., etc. So that doctor decided to move his operation to Azerbaijan. Oh. So he went. He applied for all the documents. He hired a local legal agency. They did all the documentation for him. He paid all the licenses fee. He get his license, and now he's in the process of registering his employees from here, from India. And registration of employees also is a specific issue because the government may seek the feedback of the Ministry of Labor. Because for foreign nationals who want to get temporary residence permit, there are certain requirements. Especially they should have, let's say, a university diploma. We usually don't give people, because of migration law concerns, etc. The government may refuse to give residence permit to people who don't have higher education. You see, so there are kind of nitty-gritties in that. That's why but all these processes are in English. All these license requirements are in English, are easily acceptable. I would suggest you. During my years in Azerbaijan, I used to work with the company called Denton. DENTON. So every year they publish this booklet, their book called "Succeeding in Azerbaijan: The Guide for Businesses." It is updated every year. Also, similar one is published by Ernst & Young, this famous foreign company, doing business in Azerbaijan. In those publications, you will find answers to all your questions. It goes into every detail of import-export, licensing, joint venture, LLCs, and they publish periodicals also about recent changes in the legislation, business legislation in Azerbaijan, because this area is not static; it's dynamic. It's moving. We're developing, and every day we learn new things. Global market is volatile. That's why we have to change certain regulations and the rules. So I would suggest you to read carefully all those. You can find them in the government websites as well, but those in the government websites are mostly for general public. But for businesses, you can use the publications, let's say, for Succeeding in Azerbaijan, a guide for business.
Okay, yes. Thank you.
You're most welcome.